So my friends, a warm welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin at $111,300 and we have a new all-time high. So happy new all-time high to all my Bitcoin hodlers out there. Yesterday we still had issues with the all-time high on, well, almost all exchanges. Some exchanges had already wicked above it again, but once we broke through this pivot here, the R2 to the upside, that was it. We reached a new all-time high. You'll definitely find out what's next in today's update video, including where my sell zones are, of course, and what the situation looks like for short positions. Naturally, we'll also take a look at the stock markets and the forex market, so make sure to stay tuned until the end. But before we get started, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course feel free to join the free Telegram talk and signal group. If you're interested in updates, news and signals, definitely join in there. You'll find the link for that down in the video description. If you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade, buy or sell Bitcoin, which will probably be necessary soon, you can also register with my partner exchange, BingX. At the moment, you can get up to 11,500 USDT in bonuses there if you register and meet a few other requirements. All right, let's get started. Bitcoin at $111,300. We've hit a new all-time high. Yippee. Honestly, there isn't really a big hype atmosphere yet, but that might be due to the overall economic situation, which I'll talk about in a moment. So what are the next targets? So anyone who regularly follows the live streams knows my bull run target, and I'll show it to you again here briefly on this chart. My bull run target, still from a daily perspective, is between 115 and about 130,000 US dollars. That was already the case during the last rally back then. We already said then, okay, this is a major selling zone, and it remains my selling zone. Personally, I would have preferred if we had seen another consolidation downward here, with the price movements maybe even going down to around 87k, to then reach a slightly higher all-time high, because I just don't like the current movement. And that's why, for me, the selling zones are between 115 and 130k. Just so you know, that's where I will definitely be offloading more BTC. From a trading perspective, yes, ride the wave as long as it's really possible here. Also, for the sake of completeness, let's take a quick look at where things could be headed. We now have the 1.618 level, which was actually the most significant resistance, I have to say, together with the pivot R2. The next ones are at 114, 119, and 124,000 US dollars. In between, we also have the monthly pivot R3, which is still ahead of us. But for now, those are the next resistance levels, in my opinion. Even if, for the sake of completeness, we pull up the fib level here again, we could do that now, just briefly live from our low to our high. Well, that's not what I wanted to do just now. So now once again, from our high to our low, at around 74,000 US dollars. Then if we zoom in a bit here, we can also see the 1.272 at 119 and the 1.6118 at 131,000 US dollars. So it fits perfectly now in confluence with my huge sell zone. Let's see if it actually turns out that way. But for me, these are the most important zones for the coming days. If I were you, I wouldn't short. There are always opportunities like yesterday when we got rejected and dropped to 106,000 US dollars and saw a quick 3,000 dump. That's absolutely possible right now. Things don't always go straight up. There can always be brief corrections in between, but at the moment, everything still looks relatively good. If we just look at the chart, if we look at it globally, which we'll take a closer look at in a moment, then actually not so much. Let's move over to the altcoin market. How does it look there? Ethereum isn't really pumping yet, but we've just made an important step here. We've now moved above the pivot R3. That means our next target zone from 2,780 up to around 3,000 US dollars will probably be the next stop here. Most likely there will also be a massive divergence, I would assume, once we've reached up there. But the volume looks very, very good for Ethereum. It could really be the start now, in quotation marks, don't hold it too much against me, the start of a small altcoin season. No one knows how big it will be. We have a lot more altcoins than we did a few years ago. That means the definition of an altcoin season always has to be looked at a bit differently, and you shouldn't get too much hopium from this either. So just keep that in mind as a precaution. Remember to always take profits here from time to time as well. Solana, we'll get to that in a moment. Unfortunately, our long position didn't get filled anymore. That really would have been a perfect entry. Down here, the golden pocket together with the 200 SMA on the 4-hour chart is also in this box, a perfect retest. Well, that's how it is. But the target remains the same, 192 to 195 US dollars. That will be the next target zone, possibly by next week or even very, very soon. It depends on how strong this altcoin season is, or rather how quickly all the altcoins start moving. Let's move over to the traditional market. Gold is basically the same example here as well. We didn't get back into our long zone. The